Hey guys, thanks for stopping by Ballistic Barbecue. On this video, I'm going to be making a really good Vietnamese style grilled pork. So let's get going. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is start off with a really simple marinade for this pork. We're going to kick it off with 3 shallots that I've minced up very finely. 5 cloves of garlic, again minced. I have here a half a cup of minced lemongrass. Now, lemongrass is readily available in the Asian markets, but if you can't find it, then what I would suggest using is, believe it or not, lemon leaves. If you can find that off a lemon tree, and you'd use the same amount of lemon leaves finely minced up. If you don't have that, then the zest off of a lemon. So that's a good substitute. But believe it or not, the best substitute are those lemon leaves, if you have a lemon tree. We have the juice from 1 lime, 2 tablespoons of white sugar, 2 tablespoons of fish sauce, 2 tablespoons, actually this is 3 tablespoons of honey, ½ tablespoon of sesame oil, and I have here 2 Thai chilies that I've sliced up pretty thinly. These guys pack a lot of heat, so I would suggest between 1 and 3. Just some salt to taste here. I've got some kosher salt and a little freshly ground black pepper. Again, just a taste. We're going to get this all mixed up. All right, so all these ingredients are mixed up. We're going to move on to the meat next. I'm just going to set this aside. All right, so I have here about 2 1/4 pounds of pork shoulder meat. The grain is going this way, running this way. I'm going to go ahead and slice this in half just to get it a little bit more manageable. Then I'm going to cut across the grain in about 1/4 inch thick slices. All right, so meat's cut and we are ready to get this in the marinade. All right, meat is set aside, it's ready to go in the marinade. I almost forgot one thing, and that's just 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. No big deal, mix that in there. And let's get the meat in the marinade. All right, what I'm going to do is just use my hand to kind of massage this pork and make sure that it gets completely covered with this marinade. All right, so pork's nice and coated with this marinade. What I'm going to do now is coat this with some plastic wrap, throw it in the fridge, and I'm going to leave it there overnight. We're going to be grilling this tomorrow for dinner. So it'll be in there, I don't know, probably about 18 hours. I would not do this any less than 4 hours overnight. 24 hours is perfect. So I will see you tomorrow. All right, guys, the pork has marinated overnight and we are ready to get this ready for the grill. Now, what I'm using is one of these meat baskets, and this is the traditional Vietnamese way of preparing this meat. Another option would be to skewer it, but these things are very inexpensive. You can find them online. I actually paid less than $10 for this one here at a local market. If you have any Asian markets, check the housewares aisle and you should be able to find these. So what we're going to do is just lay the pork out on this basket and just go ahead and leave all those nice pieces of garlic and lemongrass on there. We want to make sure that we expose as much surface area on this pork to the heat as possible. All right, and it looks like we're ready. On these baskets, by the way, they're fun to cook on, and I came up with a really good chicken a few nights ago that my family absolutely loved. So be looking out for a video on that real soon. Anyway, there are a few ways you can serve this when it's done. Traditionally, you can put this on a sandwich like a French baguette. There's an obvious connection between France and Vietnam. And over rice, of course. The way I'm going to be serving this is over Vietnamese rice vermicelli noodles with fresh herbs, some pickled vegetables, and some fresh vegetables. So what I did was, my grill's ready to go, and I went ahead and got those noodles cooked now just to kind of get the timing right. So let's get this out to the grill, and we'll be eating really soon. All right, guys, so I'm going to be doing this cook over lump mesquite, very hot wood. I've got a nice area here that's packed with charcoal for that direct sear. And then another part here, this is going to be my cool zone where I don't have any charcoal. So if I feel that it's getting a little bit too intense, I'll go ahead and just slide it over. No big deal. Let's get this going. And you know, there is that sugar in there, and I want to get that nice caramelized kind of a char flavor going here. All right, guys, it's been about 10 minutes or so. Took a peek, and this is looking really good. Smells even better. As you can see, just got that gorgeous caramelization going. So we're going to just let this finish off on the other side and check on it in a bit. All right, guys, so another 10-15 minutes has passed, and look at that. It is done, and boy, does it smell killer. So what I'm going to do now is take this inside, going to let it cool down a little bit just before I cut it up, and then we'll get it all plated up. So I'll meet you inside. All right, guys, gotta tell you, this smells good, and I am starving. To make the meat more manageable, I went ahead and chopped it up into more bite-sized pieces. I have a bowl here with my rice vermicelli noodles. I also have some pickled carrot with daikon radish, some fresh mint. This is a Vietnamese herb. It's actually in a lot of Asian dishes. I'm not going to butcher the Vietnamese name. It's called paria, and I'll post what the Vietnamese word for this is. I also have some cucumber and some fresh Thai basil. Let's go ahead and get this assembled here. And look at that. That is just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Now, I also have a Vietnamese dipping sauce, which is very unique in that it encompasses sweet, sour, spicy, savory, and it's called Nuoc Cham, I believe, Cham. I apologize for the butchering of that name. I will post the link to the recipe I found for this stuff, and it's really nice to dip this pork in. Like I said, it just sort of ties everything in together. Anyway, let's give this a go. Cheers, guys. So good. Like I said, you get that sweetness, you get the sour. I mean, it's basically hitting every note. And what I'll do as I'm eating this is I'll just sort of dip into a little mint here, a little cucumber, just sort of get some other textures going. These noodles are really good. Anyway, guys, try this out. Like I said, there's all sorts of variations, and it makes a killer sandwich, I will see you on the next video. Take care, guys.